when Patrick finds himself appointed as the new king of Bikini Bottom in the appropriately titled episode Rule of Dumb, he completely abuses his power and pushes all of his friends away, including SpongeBob. Now in the end, Patrick realizes that he's become a monster and eventually decides to return the crown. It's a solid episode, and the mirror scene with Patrick is awesome. But if we rewind to an earlier point in the episode, we can find a little slip up. When Patrick gets kicked out of the Krusty Krab due to not paying for his meals, the Krusty Krab sign is awkwardly missing. I guess the art team was feeling a little lazy that day. Here's a clip.
That is correct. Anything you want, and it's all free.
All free! Nobody eats any restaurant for free. King or no king?
Are you gonna eat that?
I was planning to. Why?
I want it.
Hey! What gives you the right to take my food?
The episode Reef Blower is not only very short, but it's also a silent episode with no dialogue. This is the second episode of the show to air ever, and it's interesting to imagine if all episodes of the show were like this one. But anyways, let's talk about the mistake. It isn't that big of a deal, I guess, considering this is literally the second episode of the show ever, but during this scene, Squidward is shown sitting on a doorstep in front of his house. However, this doorstep doesn't actually exist. It doesn't show up in any other scenes during this episode, or any other episodes after. It just doesn't really exist except for this one shot. I guess this isn't necessarily a mistake because it's from an early episode before locations were fully established, but it's definitely weird, and the fact that it doesn't appear at all in any other scenes is kind of a mistake, so yeah, here's a clip. The episode, Pearl Wants to Be a Star, is a great episode. That's all about Pearl. Our favorite little whale wants to go onto the Patrick Star Show and do a little performance for everybody. But no matter how hard she tries, something always messes it up. As the title suggests, Pearl just wants to be a star. So she keeps on trying, and fortunately by the end of the episode, she finally puts on an incredible show. Now I love episodes that focus on characters other than SpongeBob, Squidward, Patrick, and Sandy, so I really enjoyed this one. What I didn't really enjoy though was this mistake. During one of Pearl's performances, as she turns, she loses her entire pupil, and boy does it look really weird. It actually looks kinda creepy. Yeah, here's a clip.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm losing it again! Better kick it up a notch!
What kind of resort is this? Where's the entertainment?
Oh, well, you are absolutely right, sir. Presenting the SpongeBob Follies! What the hey?
Boring.
This next one is spicy, and it takes place in a very underrated episode, that being Patrick's Staycation. I feel like nobody really talks about this episode, and while it isn't the best episode, it does have some really good moments, just like this. Take a look.
Welcome to Star Rock Inn, sir. My name is Todd. Can I check you in?
I don't know, can you?
Oh, yes. Star. Patrick Star, room 801. Your key, sir. May I take your bags, Mr. Star?
Oh, I don't have any
Follow me, sir. Your room is right this way.
Oh, dear.
Something wrong, Mr. Star?
I'm not sure I like the way this room is arranged.
Arranged? 1 hour later. Mr. Star, are you sure about this?
You know, maybe it's the walls.
it's an interesting episode, right? Now, let's dive into the mistakes, what you guys have been waiting for, what you guys clicked on the video for. Here is mistake number 1.
One Krabby Patty coming up.
You are smoking!
Oh, it was nothing.
No! No, you're really smoking!
What? Oh no, the Krabby Patty! Mr. Star, your meal is ready. Patrick, where is he?
So I'll admit, this mistake is a bit of a nitpick on my end. It isn't that big of a deal. But when SpongeBob gets out of the burned Krabby Patty, his chef suit had no sleeves. Seems harmless, right? Well, this is kind of a mistake, as in every other shot of this episode when SpongeBob is wearing his fresh chef suit over here, it has sleeves. It always has sleeves. But in this one shot, the sleeves are just missing. I mean, like I said, not that big of a deal, but somewhat of a mistake here. This next one, though, trust me, this one is spicy.
Oh, Patrick! Patrick, what have you done to yourself?
I've been waking up, eating, sleeping, waking up. I need a break from the hustle and bustle of my everyday life. I'm so exhausted. Please help me.
Pal, what you need is a vacation.
That's it!
Did you guys catch it? Well, when SpongeBob says, Pat, what you need is a vacation, take a look at our favorite Sponge's eyes, as one of his blue eyes turn white for an entire split second. Normally, SpongeBob looks like this and has these beautiful deep blue eyes. He's so handsome. But for this one shot for just about a second, SpongeBob's eyes are tweaking, dude. It's just white. I don't think somebody's eye would just be entirely white. That's not how it works. First up is the episode Cookie Cooks. A very weird episode, but with a pretty funny plot. Here, take a look.
Her and I will have the kelp consomme to start, followed by the sargasso salad. And the sweet and sour algae.
One last thing to try. Waiter, there's an eyelash in me soup.
This is so embarrassing.
Wait! Oh no, don't go, sweetie pie!
Yeah, Mr. Krabs got himself in some trouble with his wifey, Mrs. Puff, in this episode. Really funny. But don't worry, he has a plan and brings her over to his house for dinner. And this is where we can find our first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Oh, the sparkling cider is extra fizzy tonight.
Now you just relax, Puffkins, while I consult with me very expensive private chefs.
This one is really bad, but for about one frame, what's going on with Mr. Krabs? It's like some of his body's cropped, like the top of his eyes, the side of his claw, and that ain't even it, as there's another mistake in this episode. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
How are we supposed to cook anything with this junk?
What are you talking about? This is high-quality Navy surplus here. So maybe it's a little outdated. Now just get cooking, and the dinner had better be fantastic, or else.
This one is just, like, weird, as, look, where's Mr. Krabs' mouth? It's a weird animation error here. You can tell there's something going on with the animation. And we've got another one. Take a look.
Just let me check the quality, my dear.
Let go of my grub, Bob! I'm famished!
That's not food! That's SpongeBob!
Now this one is really easy to miss since it only happens for one frame, but boom, Mr. Krabs' claw detaches from his hand. For a whole frame, it looks very odd and was definitely a mistake. And hey, I've got even crazier mistakes coming up, so stay tuned. Our first set of mistakes can be found in the episode Plankton Retires, an episode where, well, I mean, the title kind of explains it. Here, check it out.
Mr. Krabs, did you see that? Plankton is retiring.
Yeah, so turns out Mr. Krabs has beaten Plankton down so much that this man, this evil little dude, retires. It's crazy, but hey, maybe there's a twist. Before we get to that though, let's take a look at the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
He covered me in urchins, fed me to a seahorse, and stung me to death. I have had enough.
Oh, I think someone needs their Papa.
Don't you see? We're done here.
He said for the 9 billionth time. You know, Sheldon, if I had a dime for every time you...
Okay, so here's the thing. When we first see Karen, as you can see, she isn't plugged into anything. There's no cable coming out of her computer body. But literally a second later, and look at this shot, as now Karen is plugged in and requires to be like powered, making for a really weird mistake. Here's another one. Just like this one, let's see if you guys can catch it without my help.
How long will you be staying with us?
Forever. And so begins my retirement.
You see there, lad? Plankton is up to no good.
Yeah, so I was right. There is a twist, as you can see, but also more importantly, what's going on with Plankton's eye? His pupil is just gone and it looks really awkward. Let's move on to some even crazier mistakes though. So as you guys can probably tell, I'm a little addicted to SpongeBob. I love the show. But in the episode Treats, Gary gets addicted to something and it's really funny. Gary is tweaking in this episode. Take a look.
Oh, Gary! You got a big surprise coming to you. Snail bites! Gary, that's an awful lot of snail bites for one evening. Are you sure you want more? Whoops, looks like that was the last of them, Gary. We're all out. Gary, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. What exactly do you want from me?
Yeah, like I told you, Gary is on one in this episode. He is dying for more of those treats. Dude is tweaking out. So much so, guys, that I'm gonna show a couple more clips because it's just so freaking funny. Here.
Excuse me, do you have any snail bites? We need some snail bites.
Oh, no. Those sold out almost immediately.
Okay, Gary, I'm off to the Krusty Krab. Hope your day will be as fun-filled as mine. Whoa! Gary?
Okay, mistake time. So we have 2 mistakes in one scene. At one point, Gary shows up to SpongeBob's work, and if you look at his shell, his colors are the wrong colors. This is how his shell is supposed to look, but as you can see, they flipped the colors by accident, which is definitely a mistake.
Normally I'm so shy,
Gary, what are you doing here? You're causing a scene! I know, you want more snail bites.
Well, you could try going to the factory where they make them.
Thanks a lot.
This episode has one more. Take a look.
Take a look at this map. This is a map of every pet store in the entire world. We've been to every single one of them, Gary. I can't keep looking, Gary. I just can't.
Hey, SpongeBob! Oh, you're Snail still meowing?
I know you guys caught this one, it's very straightforward, but SpongeBob's missing like his pupils, like the rest of his eye. They're just gone and it looks really weird. This happens pretty often, but yeah. Let's move on to another episode. Next up is the episode Super Evil Aquatic Villain Team Up is Go, which is a really weird title, but this episode's pretty cool. It's all about Plankton teaming up with another villain to wreak havoc. Take a look.
Maybe what you need is to join a club or something. Meet new people. You know, make some friends.
Are you suggesting I forge an evil alliance?
Something like that.
That is an excellent idea. Man Ray, we meet at long last. And who would have thought to find you here, working a part-time job restocking vending machines? And now let us join in evil alliance.
Have we met?
I, Plankton, know of a secret formula. The oh-so precious secret of the Krusty Krab. Once that formula is in our possession, we...
I'm listening.
Then together we will steal the formula, crush Mr. Krabs, and rule the world!
Hey, the episode has a pretty good plot, and it's kind of funny seeing Plankton go and get Man Ray, but you already know what's coming. This episode has a mistake, and this one's pretty bad. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Going to work. I'm 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 going to work. Going to work, going to work.
Okay, so take a look at this fish. As you can see, she has eyes, but take a look at her during this scene, as her eyes are just missing. They just didn't draw her eyes. It looks really weird, and I kind of get it. It's a zoomed out shot, but damn, looks very bad. Let's move on though. I've got more mistakes. Next up is a very hilarious episode, that being the episode Dear Vikings, an episode where SpongeBob writes a letter to Vikings, and they actually respond and show up. Check it out. Like I said, really funny episode.
Dear Vikings, I am writing to ask you guys about your lives and stuff. If you would take the time to answer all my neat questions, then that would be really swell.
Your Majesty, look, a letter.
How incredibly interesting. I must read it at once.
Welcome to the Krusty Krab. May I take your order?
Dear Vikings, our chieftain sent us here because we got this letter.
SpongeBob, there's some Vikings here to see you.
See, I told you, really funny. But what isn't so funny is the mistake hidden in this episode. It's very easy to miss. Let's see if you guys can spot it on your own.
Regular, large, and the new Viking size.
But Mr. Krabs, these are all the same size cup.
And don't forget, each participating patron who purchases any drink of our new Krusty Krab Viking-sized cup gets a chance to try on this genuine cardboard Viking helmet.
Mr. Krabs, what's a Viking?
Oh, well, the Vikings lived a long time ago.
So as you can see in this shot, SpongeBob has holes or pores on his sides, right? Because, you know, he's a sponge. But during this one shot of the opening, his pores are just gone. They're just missing. Talk about a mistake, especially when they were there literally seconds before. Don't click off yet though. This next mistake is crazy. First up is the episode Arbor Day Disarray, which is a new episode from season 13. This episode only aired in June, so yeah, it's very new, and it has some mistakes. Here's the first one. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
I use the power of science to make special acorns that'll grow into saltwater trees. Oh. You don't even chew it, you whittle stick! To grow a happy, well-rounded tree, you need to talk to them.
Hi, I'm SpongeBob.
This one is easy to catch because it's a very blatant mistake. Like the animators, I don't know how they missed this one, but take a look at Squidward's face. Yeah, not only is this Grumpster missing his eyebrows, but he's also missing his forehead wrinkles. Normally Squidward looks like this, as most of you guys know, but in this one shot, I guess the animators were feeling a little lazy because, yeah, Squidward's face is missing some detail. But let's keep it moving. There's another mistake in this episode. I want you guys to catch it.
A little while later.
Hello, Sandy.
Oh, howdy, SpongeBob. How's your new tree doing? Are you talking to it?
My tree's been doing all the talking.
Are you feeling okay, SpongeBob?
Hang on. Barky wants to talk to you.
Why did you leave me with this giggling hunk of holes? What is that horrible noise? What? It's okay, buddy. Talent isn't everything. Your case? It's nothing. Hey, Squidward, your barber called. He said he's sorry. Should have stayed.
This one isn't that big of a deal because it is a cartoon, guys. Like, SpongeBob has a lot of mistakes, but sometimes I am self-aware of the fact that it's due to it being a kid's cartoon. But, where is Patrick's house, guys, in this one shot right here? It should be right beside Squidward's, but it's missing. This right here is Conch Street, and as you can see, we got SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick's house all on one street. But in this one shot, I guess the animators were feeling, again, kinda lazy, and just thought it would be easy not to draw Patrick's house, right? But again, it's a cartoon, not a big deal, but let's keep it going, guys, because this next episode has a crazy mistake. Up next is an episode with a very intriguing name, The Krabby Patty That Ate Bikini Bottom. Sounds like a horror movie. In this episode, a Krabby Patty grows too large after Sandy adds one of Sandy's scientific ingredients to it. It's a very interesting plot. I personally like this episode. Here are some clips summarizing it.
This is the result of an experimental growth serum I developed. It could easily feed a lot of hungry people.
Or supply an entire fast food restaurant, lowering its operating cost. Administer the growth serum. There.
So, how big's this thing supposed to get?
Hey, who cares? It's an endless supply of free patties.
Easy, boy. Easy.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs, you are crazy, dude. Like, you risked everything. You risked so many people's lives just to potentially make more money with your stupid Krabby Patties. But anyways, what's also stupid in this episode is the mistakes. There's a couple of them. Let's see if you guys can spot the first one without my help.
Did I already show you my single-wheeled roller skates? Or my helicopter that's powered by coconut milk?
Actually, I'm not really interested in all that.
Well, is there something in particular you wanted to see?
Tell me about your giant soybean.
This is the result of an experimental growth serum I developed. I sure would hate to see it fall into the wrong hands. Someone who might just use it to try to get
rich! Can I borrow your telephone? It's ringing.
Mr. Krabs, I came as soon as I got the call.
Did you bring a Krabby Patty like I was planning to ask you to do?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Perfect!
So here's the thing, Sandy's tree dome, right? The inside of it, there's no water. There's no water at all. We kind of talked about it in the last episode, right? No water. So there should be no bubbles inside her tree dome, right? Well, in Sandy's tree dome in this episode, bubbles appear during motion as if it's underwater. Take a look at some of these shots. Normally when SpongeBob characters are underwater and they move around, there'll be little bubble animations, right? But inside Sandy's tree dome, that should not happen. But during this occasion, where Mr. Krabs puts the phone down, look, why are there bubble animations? It also happens when he picks it up. Look, there's bubble animations again. So if you understand animation in SpongeBob, this is definitely a mistake. And there's more. This episode has another mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot this one.
Oh my goodness! I almost forgot to flip that one. Squidward, why'd you make that weird noise? Squidward, that giant Krabby Patty is on a rampage! Abandon ship!
It's a crab avalanche! Hold it! And just what is it you two think you're doing?
We're getting out of here!
You can't just leave!
Do you have a better idea?
Stay and work?
Now, this one is admittedly kind of a nitpick because this is a cartoon, right? But it's still a continuity error. In the kitchen, as you can see, this monster Krabby Patty eats SpongeBob's left shoe and his sock. But when SpongeBob and Squidward try to exit the restaurant, his sock and shoe reappear for no apparent reason and remain like that for the rest of the episode. Again, it makes sense because it's a cartoon, right? But this is still a bit of a weird continuity error. Maybe SpongeBob has an extra shoe and sock in his work locker. I don't know. But let's move over to episode number 3, which has even more crazy mistakes.
Oh, whatever will I donate to the time capsule? Golly, this is hard. How about this lamp? It's
Perfect.
Wow, you're good. How did you know all that? Are you like a psychic? Oh, tell me what I'm thinking.
Next.
Our next mistake can be found in the episode Buried in Time, which is all about the Krusty Krab making like a time capsule. The episode's really funny. Take a look at the beginning here, and then we're gonna get into the mistakes.
Empty. I thought I'd never see the day. Use on or before the date printed below. Oh, this can has been here for 50 years. This should be in a museum for future generations to enjoy.
Future generations, huh?
That's right. In 50 years, your donated treasures will be unearthed for future generations to enjoy.
Okay, it's mistake time. Here's the first one.
Tell me, what do you know about this plate?
It works good when I eat stuff.
Now, with your permission, I'd like to perform a few tests to verify its authenticity.
So as you guys just saw, there is one fish who brings plates to put in the time capsule, alright? And for about a frame, if you look, his eyes briefly disappear for a frame. They come back, but I mean, come on, man, they should be there the whole time. Here's mistake number 2.
Get to the Krusty Krab Time Capsule Spectacular!
And there's your commemorative time capsule keychain.
And thanks so much for all your contributions.
So throughout the scenes where the fish are putting things inside of the capsule, we can see this red ribbon which runs from the stand to the Krusty Krab right here. But throughout this scene, it actually just disappears and reappears, just totally messy. And let's head over to another episode, guys. The mistakes in this episode we just covered are all right, but this is where things get wild. Be prepared. First up is the Season 8 episode, Bubble Troubles. This episode is all about SpongeBob and Patrick being idiots like normal. By the way, never call anybody an idiot, kids, but SpongeBob and Patrick are not very smart in this episode because they ruin Sandy's oxygen supply. As you guys know, Sandy's a squirrel, she isn't a fish, so she needs air. And in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick really mess up. Here are some clips of what happens.
No spice. Hot sauce!
Sandy, check out these new spicy bubbles that Patrick invented.
Well, I'd love to try out your newfangled bubbles, Patrick, but I've got to fix these air lines to my tree dome.
SpongeBob, Patrick, you guys could have like killed Sandy. Like she even starts passing out at one point because she's feeling woozy due to not having enough air. Crazy plot. But the mistake in this episode is really interesting. It shows that the writer of this episode needs to go back and watch old SpongeBob. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Luckily, I have just enough air in my submarine to get to the surface and refill my air tanks.
Phew, thank goodness. Allow me to get the door.
Even I knew that was dumb.
How's Sandy doing back there?
Not sure. Let me check. Oh!
Hey there, Patrick. Careful where you're breathing.
She seems fine.
Hold on just a little longer, Sandy. We're almost there. I can see sunlight.
This one's bad, so be prepared, okay? In the episode, there's a point where Sandy thinks she needs to drive her submarine to the surface to get more air, right? Because they're at Bikini Bottom, it's underwater. Sandy's a squirrel, so she needs air from the surface. But here's the thing. Back in the classic, iconic episode, Pressure, it's confirmed that Sandy can quite literally just walk up to the shore. As you can see right now in these clips, she literally walks to the shore. So whoever wrote this episode, Bubble Troubles, needs to go back and educate themselves on OG SpongeBob. Like, this one's just disappointing because Pressure is an iconic episode, but I'm rambling. Let's move over to episode number 2 and see what mistakes are in that episode. Next up is the Season 8 episode, Smooth Jazz at Bikini Bottom. This episode is all about SpongeBob and Squidward trying to sneak backstage for a concert after they end up losing their passes. The concert's a Kelpie G concert, which is hilarious to me. Kelpie G is iconic. But anyways, here's some clips from the episode.
I see all you fellow Kelpheads at the show.
Just keep your friends' outbursts under control.
I just love this tune.
Hey, a fellow mellow jazz dazzler. What's happening?
Nothing like a little accompaniment to bring out the genius of Kelpie's kazoo playing, huh, guys?
Thanks for the grub.
We're in, SpongeBob. Now I'll finally get to meet the incomparable Kelpie.
Hey, this is a private area. Only people with backstage passes can come back here. Read my lips.
No backstage passes, no entry, huh?
Yeah, I love this episode. I think it's really funny, and I always love when SpongeBob and Squidward are kind of forced to like team up together. But what isn't so funny is the mistake in this episode. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Your winning caller number 102. Not only have you won 2 front row seats, but you and a friend will go backstage to meet Kelpie G himself.
Me and a friend. Oh, can you believe it? We're gonna meet your hero!
So nice to be surrounded by such kindred spirits.
Who's ready for a Kelpie G concert tonight?
Was it you who brought the raucous miscreant?
Me? No, of course not, no.
It's very easy to miss, but here's the thing. When SpongeBob and Squidward are at the Kelpie G concert, they are the only ones with backstage passes, even though everyone else should also have a backstage pass, right? Like, this was such a main plot point of the episode. Why don't all of these other Squidward-looking head dudes have their own backstage passes? So, yeah, weird mistake.
We've been stuck up here for 3 days.
We told you wouldn't fit in.
Next up, we're talking about one of my favorites, Club SpongeBob. I love this episode. As you guys know, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward get trapped in the kelp forest, and Squidward nearly starves because the magic conch shell just does not like him. That thing does not like Squidward. Now, during one of those scenes where Squidward nearly starves, we have a mistake. It has to do with SpongeBob's drink, all right? Watch this.
Dude, we're falling right out of the sky. We gotta drop the load.
Praise the magic conch!
Hey, SpongeBob, that sure is a lot of food you got there. You know I was just kidding around earlier, and I mean, I'm still part of the club, right?
Yeah, so you guys may have caught it, but as SpongeBob is drinking his drink, the actual liquid in the cup does not go down at all. Like, we can see the glass with the liquid here before he picks it up, and then when he's drinking it and puts it back down, nothing changes. And you know, I'm nitpicking, but this is a mistake. Like, I wish I had infinite orange juice like SpongeBob over here, but that's just not... That's not how things work, bud. I am very thirsty now, though, I can't lie.
Way, look! It's Woodward! Sorry, Squidward, but you couldn't get in even if you tried!
You should be begging me to join!
Can't join! Can't join!
You can't get in!
This one takes place by side, comparing the amount of trees before and the positioning of the clubhouse, and it gets worse. As when Squidward climbs the tree, he is facing back to the road, as you can see here, all right, facing back to the road. But then when he tries to get out of the clubhouse, it is again rotated 90 degrees to the right. So like, is it facing the road? Is it facing Conch Street? It just constantly changes. First it's facing this way, then it's facing this way. Very messy, very, very strange. And here's one more from this episode that's from a similar scene.
I do not know, nor will I ever want to be a member of your...
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Squidward rides on his bike, he leaves his door open. All right, it's open. But then seconds later, as soon as he tries to get back down, the door is just randomly shut. And here's the thing, no one would have shut this door unless like a random other pedestrian incidental character came along and closed his door. There's no way his door would have closed. So kind of a weird mistake here. You can see they drew it with the door open and then forgot about this and drew it with the door closed. Not a big deal, but still a mistake. And let's keep it moving, guys. Here's another episode of SpongeBob with some wild mistakes.
Anything at all!
Oh, I like a man who begs.
See? Told you.
The Curse of the Hex is a very interesting episode. I personally really like the plot of this episode, so here's a really quick plot summary, and then we're gonna get right into the mistakes. It's a bit of a spooky episode. This evil girl puts a curse on the Krusty Krab, but anyways, here's the first mistake. This one's pretty cursed.
The end of another successful business day. You know, Squidward, this time of day always reminds me of money.
Krabby Patties cost $4.50 these days, lady.
Dude, how did this, like, even happen? When Mr. Krabs says, the end of another successful business day at the beginning of the episode, the Galley Grub menu lists a Krabby Patty as a Crab Boy Patty. They misspell it. Crab Boy? Yeah, that's a mistake. And here's another one from the Curse of the Hex. This one's more towards the ending of the episode, and we're going to really need to zoom in to highlight this one. But when the customers run out of the Krusty Krab at the end, as I was saying, if we watch Incidental 13 here, they're supposed to run off screen, right? But they actually disappear before running off screen, which is 100% an animation glitch. You can see the layer of him moving was cut off before hitting the side of the screen, and it looks really weird. We're playing it in slow motion, but yeah, this one, you know, it's a very minor detail. No one would notice this, but I definitely did, and it's a mistake. Oh, wait though. I actually found another one from this episode. Roll the clip.
Psst. Old lady? Old lady?
Here I am.
Did you guys notice what's missing? Well, normally there's a back door in the Krusty Krab kitchen that leads to the outside, like the back of the restaurant. We've seen it in so many other episodes, but for some reason in the Curse of the Hex, there is just no back door when it should be right here. So yeah, another mistake in this one.
And my favorite is the plaintive song of the blue whale.
Huh? Did you hear that?
What's wrong, Frank?
That song. It sounds just like Martha.
Frank, how many times do I have to tell you? Martha's no good for you. She's just no good.
This one is hilarious. It's from the episode You Don't Know Sponge, and it has to do with our boy Larry's shorts. Watch this.
And he's hanging out with Larry the lobster? Maybe I don't know much about Patrick either.
You guys probably caught it, but Larry over here, when he first enters the store, is wearing his signature swim trunks, all right? I want to go swimming now. But as he approaches this blender, if we look closely and zoom in on his shorts that are behind the table, they're just randomly black. The animators just completely forgot to give them color. Does it look funny? Yes. Is it a mistake? Also yes. And here's another one from this episode.
Patrick didn't know anything about you, and he's supposed to be your best friend.
I know. It's like we're not friends at all.
Now, Patrick may not have passed the quiz, but like a true best friend, he's always right here for me, right? Patrick? Patrick?
So, when SpongeBob says the line you guys just heard, now Patrick may not have passed the quiz, look, their legs are missing. Their legs are just not there. It's kind of a weird angle. I can understand why they didn't draw them, but they're gone. Crazy how many mistakes there are in SpongeBob, man. It's like endless, so let's keep it moving. Another episode, baby, let's go. When SpongeBob and Patrick go visit Sandy to show her their new back scratcher, and the episode Chimps Ahoy, Sandy is really stressed out. She's really stressed due to her bosses, the Chimps, coming in that afternoon to see if she's invented anything worthwhile. Well, fortunately for Sandy, SpongeBob and Patrick do their best to try and help her and come up with a back-scratching, hair-combing, nose-picking ukulele tuner. A real work of art, I guess. Now, in the end, the chimps love the invention. Once they learn that it can peel bananas. You know, they're chimps, so it makes sense. And because of this, everything works out. However, we're here to spot, mistakes, so let's rewind back to this scene and find one. As when we first see Sandy's guitar, it is only drawn with 3 tuning pegs. It's supposed to have 6, or 4 if it's a ukulele, but in this scene it only has 3. However, when we see it again moments later, it now magically has a 4th one, and has 4 tuning pegs, thus making for a sneaky little continuity error. Here's a clip.
Oh, I give up! I'll never invent anything!
So long, Bikini Bottom. I can't leave without a goodbye. But please don't think bad of me if I start to cry.
Oh, I really wish Sandy were here.
All aboard?
Will this bus take you somewhere when you've got nowhere else to go?
Oh, it sure does. We make stops in Quittersville, Failure Town, and Loserburg.
When SpongeBob discovers that Squidward has ordered a female purebred racing snail in Season 3's The Great Snail Race, he gets a little too competitive and enters his own pet, Gary, into the race, eventually coaching him to the point of exhaustion. It's actually really sad. Now, at one point in the episode, we get a close-up shot where we can see an exhausted Gary laying on the ground. And if you look closely, you'll notice that SpongeBob's pants are incorrectly blue, when they're actually supposed to be red, as seen in every other scene of the episode. So yeah, a very clear mistake here.
Let's go, Gary! Start moving! You're blowing everything we trained for! Blowing it! Gary, are you listening to me? Get the anchors out of your pants right now! Don't give me that look! I said now, mister! Get going, Gary!
Guess what? I've got another Glove World episode for you guys. Like I said, I love Glove World. If I could go anywhere in the world that doesn't exist, a fictional location, I'd probably go to Glove World. It'd be fun. But anyways, here's some clips from this episode. It's called Glove World R.I.P. It's a pretty good one.
Well, there she is, Patrick. It's time to say goodbye to the Tilt-A-Hurl.
Goodbye, Tilt-A-Hurl.
Goodbye, Glove Drop.
So many fond memories on this ride.
I know, Patrick, but we had to be brave. I just don't get it. I mean, why? Why must Glove World close?
Man, imagine if Glove World closed. SpongeBob and Patrick would be heartbroken, as we just seen. They would have nothing to do anymore, pretty much. But anyways, let's get into the first mistake from this episode. This one's actually really funny, and I don't even know how they made this mistake.
Ah, guests. Could I offer you some lemonade?
So as you can see, we're in a library right now, right? But why is there a window on top of the books? What? Who made this mistake? Why is there a window literally on top of the books in the library? Talk about a really bad mistake. This dude should get fired. But anyways, let's move over to mistake number 2. This one's also pretty good.
Patrick!
I can't come out now, SpongeBob. I'm taking a shower.
But Patrick, it's Glove World. They're gonna...
Glove World?
There it is, Patrick. Glove World.
Look at that guy. He must be the owner.
We heard a horrible rumor that you're going to close Glove World forever.
Close Glove World? Has the world gone mad?
So Glove World has made numerous locations throughout the show's history, like all the way back in Rock Bottom was its first appearance, I think, and then since then it's had many appearances throughout the show. And one thing has usually been consistent throughout these appearances, and that's the entrance to Glove World. So take a look at some of these shots of the entrance. This is how it normally looks across other episodes, but in this episode, it's different. Like, it's not a crazy difference, but it's pretty different as you can see, making for a weird continuity error. I guess they could have changed the entrance, but Glove World appears in later episodes, and the entrance looks like how it originally looked. So yeah, a weird mistake. Let's move over to our final episode of today, which also is full of crazy mistakes. Our next mistake can be found in the Season 4 episode, Krusty Towers, an episode all about Mr. Krabs coming up with a new business scheme, and transforming the Krusty Krab into a full-on hotel. However, things get problematic when Squidward quits and decides to return as a very entitled and rude guest. Now, to be honest, this episode is full of mistakes, but for today, we're just going to focus on one. It's pretty funny, but throughout the episode, it is established that the Krusty Towers has 17 floors, as you can see in this shot. However, whenever the place is shown from the outside, there are only like 12 floors. Like, count them, as you can see there's only 12. Yeah, talk about a funny little mistake. Here's a clip.
And why in tarnation would I do that? They got 4 legs that aren't broken.
The plaque. Too bad we couldn't take the elevator, but it is for guests only, and you are an employee.
If they could charge that much for a lousy burger, imagine how much I could charge for a lousy Krabby Patty! And thus, the Krusty Towers was born.
Why would anyone stay at a hotel in Bikini Bottom? It's in the middle of scenic nowhere. There's nothing to do but get stung by jellyfish.
Our first mistake can be found in the very new Season 13 episode, Say Aw. This episode only came out a few days ago, so it's completely new. But yeah, in this episode, Plankton notices that instead of fearing him, most Bikini Bottomites just think that he's cute and harmless. And as you can imagine, this really gets on Plankton's nerves. Now, the mistake in question has to do with both the Chum Bucket and the Krusty Krab. As most of you know, the Chum Bucket and Krusty Krab are directly across from one another, and there is also a path running between them. Now, earlier in this episode, we get a clear shot of this path right here. As you can see, it's there. But for some reason during this scene later on, the locations have completely changed, with the Krusty Krab not being directly in front of the Chum Bucket and being much farther than it's supposed to be. There's like an entire path in between them now. But yeah, definitely a mistake. Here's a clip.
You're a bootookin'.
I'm ready.
How could life in Bikini Bottom possibly get any worse?
My Bikini Bottom's erupting!
That's how.
Cool. Next up is another very underrated episode of SpongeBob, SpongeCano. Here, take a look for yourself. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but here are a couple clips from this episode just summarizing it, and then like I said, we're gonna expose the mistakes, so stay tuned.
Cause being your neighbor leaves me with nothing to be grateful for.
Wow, Squidward, you should really consider getting your plumbing looked at.
What are you boys doing out still? Plenty of room at the Volcano shelter. Hey, but no more roughhousing. You got that?
Oh, yes, of course, ma'am. Try and behave yourself, fellers.
All right, it's mistake time, baby. Let's go.
Goodbye, everyone. Huh?
If you're a true SpongeBob fan, you already caught this one. It's very blatant if you understand SpongeBob. So, as Squidward is falling down into the volcano, rest in peace, dude, he's only drawn with 2 legs instead of 4, which is totally a mistake. Squidward does not only have 2 legs. If we even go back to, for example, Culture Shock, right? And Squidward does his iconic dance, look, he does not only have 2 legs, so totally a mistake here. This is a really bad mistake if you really think about it. So much so that I don't even want to talk about this episode anymore, dude. Like, let's keep it moving. It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a very quick break from SpongeBob to talk about a random cartoon and a random mistake from that cartoon. Today we're doing Amphibia, and for context, the mistake has to do with this character, Annie. It's in the very first episode of Amphibia, Annie or Beast, and it has to do with Annie's outfit, alright? Let's see if you guys can spot a mistake from a show some of you might have never even seen before. Roll the clip.
Oh, here we go.
Like I said, it has to do with Annie's outfit, and as you guys just saw in the clip, when Annie leaps to start sliding into the log with Sprig, if we watch very closely for a frame, this school logo that's normally on her shirt disappears for a frame. It comes back after, of course, and it's on her before this, but for that one frame, it's missing, and that, my friend, is a mistake. Now, though, let's get back to what you guys clicked on, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Beware, boy. This is no ordinary pet.
Gary's gonna be so happy.
You must understand, these creatures can be very unstable, especially around other pets.
First up, we've got a pretty weird episode from Season 7, A Pal for Gary, an episode where SpongeBob gets Gary a pal, but that pal ends up being a very evil monster. But what we're here for are mistakes. Here's the first one.
Bye. Poor little Snail. Just wanted some fun time. I can only imagine the tortured loneliness he must be feeling right now.
This one is very, very weird. Now, I don't think I need to explain this, but right here is a PNG of our boy SpongeBob, and as you can see, on his square pants, he has a black belt. Major part of his design, but, well, in A Pal for Gary, when SpongeBob is walking away from his house near the start of the episode, let's take a look at our boy's belt for a frame because it randomly turns white. Like, what? It's only for a split second, so obviously it's not that big of a deal. It goes back to black, but look at that, dude. I'm zooming in. It is white, and that is not correct, and neither is this next mistake. Take a look at this one.
You two get to know each other. I'll be right back. Eat up, you two.
Yeah, if you thought that one was bad, this one's worse. It's kind of funny as well, though. So, when SpongeBob carries a food bowl into the living room, let's take a look at the inside of his mouth for this one frame, as it appears to be yellow. When, of course, as you guys know, the inside of a mouth is usually gonna be like red or pink, and in SpongeBob's case, it's always red. So it being yellow here is just very, very strange. Very weird mistake here. And there's more. Here's the next one.
Why bother? They never listen.
Sheriff, I nabbed your bank robber. There's your culprit right there.
Man, 3 mistakes in one episode? That is wild. Well, this one needs some explaining. So, throughout most of the Western crime movie or TV show that Gary the Snail is watching, throughout the episode, we see this cowboy fish right here. And he's always in this like normal olive green design. Alright, this is how he looks. Remember this. Remember it. This is how he looks. But in the very last scene of this show that is shown, this just randomly changes. The animators forgot about that olive green design and just randomly color him purple with a blue fin, thus making for a strange continuity error, which is really funny because this is a mistake within a show of a show, because Gary's watching a TV show and there's a mistake in this show. So I just thought that was kind of funny, but let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob, guys, with some wild mistakes. Things are about to get wild. Coming in hot is a season 13 episode. We've got some modern SpongeBob for you guys, alright? Now, the episode is Captain Pipsqueak, and this episode is awesome because we've seen the return of a ton of iconic villains from SpongeBob history. For example, the Tattletale Strangler, and even Dennis. But we're not here for all that, we're here for the mistakes. Here's the first one.
A little dumpster dive, and I'm in. Where's the door? dumpster.
So this first one is funny. Now, during this scene where we can see Plankton inside one of the dumpsters, we can see that he doesn't have gloves on based on his hands. Remember this as it's important, because give it a few seconds and then when we get to this shot, look, his gloves are just randomly back on him again. So this was totally a mistake. You can see that at first they drew him without gloves and then they decided afterwards, oh, we're gonna put the gloves on. I highly doubt, dude, just put them on in the garbage, though that would be very hygienic, Plankton. Anyways though, here's another mistake from this one. So this one is totally a nitpick on my end, but this right here is Karen, Plankton's computer wife. Dude, imagine marrying a computer. But anyways, it's his wife, all right? And as you can see in her design, she has blue hands. Here's another shot of Karen from another episode, and as you can see, she has blue hands, and here's even another shot from a whole other episode, and look, our girl has blue hands. Well, take a look at her hands in this episode, Captain Pipsqueak, as they're randomly colored gray throughout this whole episode, which is very strange, as in even episodes after this one, for example, the flower pot, look, her hands are blue again. So this was just totally a weird mistake here, where I guess they just didn't color her hands for this one episode. I don't really care, but I thought I would point it out because it's funny, and here's one more from Captain Pipsqueak.
No outside condiments!
Well, this stinks.
This one's very quick, but when Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob walk away after putting Plankton in the garbage bin, let's take a look at SpongeBob because his teeth are yellow. Go brush your teeth, bro. I'm always gonna make this joke whenever we get a yellow teeth error. It's actually a fairly common mistake in SpongeBob, but my boy, go brush those teeth, please. Anyways, though, let's head over to another SpongeBob episode, guys, and stay tuned because I've got some crazy mistakes coming up. Okay, so first up, our first set of mistakes can be found in the episode Squid's Day Off, an episode all about Squidward taking a day off of work and making SpongeBob do all of the hard work.
You get to run the cash register.
Cash register? Squidward, who's gonna work the grill?
You are. It's part of the promotion I mentioned earlier. You're gonna take the orders, then you're gonna make them.
Now, the first mistake in this episode is pretty bad, as during this scene, take a look at Squidward's neck.
I don't like your tone.
I'm sure you are. How's that?
Just do your jobs.
Aye, aye, Mr. Tentacles.
Yeah, normally Squidward's neck is like the same color as his skin, so definitely a mistake. And I've got another one, as take a look at this.
SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell.
I was just testing it.
I will ring the bell when there's an order, but there's no customers.
Here, take a close look, as Squidward's legs are like transparent. It's like the animators forgot to color them in, and it looks really bad. Oh, and there's actually a third one in this episode, as take a look at the emergency sign at the hospital. Yeah, they spelt it wrong.
Okay, Mr. Krabs. Get plenty of rest, and if things don't seem right, come back.
SpongeBob, you can't beat me!
One fairly cool episode from Season 6 is Spongekiss, an episode all about Plankton turning the chum bucket into a classic old-school Coliseum that ends up stealing away all of the Krusty Krab's most loyal customers. So, of course, Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob head over to see what is going on, only to find out that Patrick fighting a sea lion is the main event of the entire show. SpongeBob's worried because Patrick is going to potentially die. Now, the mistake in question happens earlier in the episode and has to do with Mr. Krabs. So during this shot, as you can see, Mr. Krabs' design is how it normally is, with his clothing having a white undershirt. Right here, as you can see, that little triangle is white. Well, during one scene in this episode, there's a brief shot where that undershirt is just like black or gray for Mr. Krabs, which isn't that big of a deal, but is totally a mistake. Here's a clip.
What's the matter, boy?
I think Plankton wants to destroy our way of life!
Man alive! He's taking us down! Huh? Plankton's destroying the chum bucket? I guess he's finally given up on the restaurant business.
Our next mistake can be found in another extremely new episode from season 13, titled Patrick the Mailman. This episode is simple. Patrick accidentally crushes the mailman, so he and SpongeBob have to take matters into their own hands and decide to deliver the mail around Bikini Bottom themselves. This episode has a great plot and is really funny, so I recommend going and watching it when you get a chance. But there is a mistake that I know you'll miss. Squidward's house is directly to the left of SpongeBob's house, right? It's been like that since the very first season. Well, why is it missing during this scene of Patrick the Mailman? Yeah, talk about an obvious mistake. It should be right beside SpongeBob's house. We can't even see Patrick's house either, so again, another very obvious mistake. Here's a clip.
You know where this SpongeBob lives?
Never heard of him.
Oh well, return to sender.
Hey, what's with the new threads?
I'm a mailman now!
Wow! I've always wanted to be a mailman. It's like getting to be Santa every day.
In the episode Arg, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs play a board game based on the legend of the Flying Dutchman, which involves an in-game treasure hunt. Well, Mr. Krabs takes things a little too seriously and decides to go on a real treasure hunt. And during the expedition, SpongeBob and Patrick actually find the treasure, despite it not seeming to be real, but Mr. Krabs says that all of the treasure belongs to him, due to him being a cheapskate. As you can imagine, this causes some conflict, but fortunately by the end of the episode, the Flying Dutchman comes to save the day, and gives SpongeBob and Patrick some golden doubloons. It's very funny. On to the mistake though. During this scene where SpongeBob finds Mr. Krabs at his house, it may look as if Mr. Krabs is sitting on the chair, but look closely and you'll notice that he's actually just floating behind it. We know this as you can see his other red leg behind the chair. Take a look at his legs. It's a really funny mistake. Here's a clip with audio. Our next set of mistakes can be found in the episode Can You Spare a Dime? An episode where Squidward quits his job and well, this happens. He ends up living with SpongeBob and pushing it way too far.
Spare change. Spare change, ma'am.
Squidward? Squidward, is that you?
I've lost my job, my home, everything.
Even your paintings?
Nobody would take them, so I had to eat them.
There. You can come live with me.
Okay, but just till I get a job. 1 day, 2 days tops.
Nonsense. You stay as long as you need to.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
I know he still isn't looking for work. Don't rub it in.
Yeah, like I said, Squidward takes things way too far and kind of takes advantage of SpongeBob's kindness, eventually leading to these next set of clips. And there's also a mistake hidden in these clips. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
It's about time you got here.
Here you go, Your Majesty.
I can't drink that.
Why not?
That lemon has 3 seeds in it. That's an odd number!
Because when I need a job done, I get someone with a job to do that job!
What are you saying?
So here's the thing. This is how SpongeBob gets to the Krusty Krab. He comes out of his house and he goes to the left. We've seen this in many episodes, right? The Krusty Krab is to the left of SpongeBob's house. But in this one shot, SpongeBob goes the complete opposite way. He goes to the right, which is definitely a mistake. As you guys know, our girl Sandy over here is quite the daredevil. This girl loves extreme sports. She is obsessed. Well, this is a major part of the plot in the episode Squirrel Record. Here, take a look at some of these clips. It's really funny, and then we'll get into the mistakes.
It's all right here in the Guinness Ripley Enormous Book of Curiosities, Oddities, and World Records. I swear by the power of Texas, I'm gonna break all the records in this here book.
Most walnuts in mouth.
Hello.
Largest rubber band ball.
Woohoo! Next.
jelly gargle.
Got it! You okay?
This girl Sandy is like obsessed with breaking a new record. But guys, you know what I'm obsessed with? Exposing animation mistakes and continuity errors in SpongeBob. And here's the first one in this episode. Keep those eyes peeled.
Oh my, it's time to go home. Squidward, what are you still doing here? What am I gonna do with you? I can't throw you away. I know just what you need. A Krabby Patty.
This one might not seem like a mistake at first, but listen closely, Grapple Gang. When SpongeBob puts a patty in his wallet, we get to see the inside of his wallet and we can see his milkshake license. Now I want a milkshake, guys. Comment down below what your favorite milkshake flavor is. But anyways, when he puts the patty in his wallet, we can see his milkshake license. It's right here. But in the next scene, when SpongeBob takes out the patty after Sandy had raw chum, the inside completely changes. Where is his milkshake license? Now it's replaced with a picture of a cowboy saying yeehaw, which hey, I'm not gonna complain about, it's a funny picture, but at first he had this in his wallet, and then literally seconds later it's changed. So I don't think SpongeBob randomly organized his wallet in the middle of a SpongeBob episode, so this was a continuity error.
SpongeBob, you don't look well.
I don't?
And your temperature is 175 degrees.
Is that bad?
Oh, no, unless you've been doing a lot of laughing.
I have been laughing a lot lately.
SpongeBob, you've got to be careful. You're going to burn out your laugh box.
I've got a classic episode for you guys. Let's do funny pants, all right? Here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Hey, Patrick, you want to hear a joke?
Sure, Sandy.
I love a good laugh.
What has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck.
Did you catch it? That first mistake takes place during this scene, during SpongeBob's daydream. When Sandy tells SpongeBob if he wants to hear a joke, as you can see, her tail is there. She's got her tail, her fluffy little squirrel tail. But when SpongeBob says, sure, I'd love a good laugh, and it cuts right back to them, where'd her tail go? Squirrels don't just randomly lose their tail, guys. I think the animators forgot to draw her tail during this scene. And guys, this happens a lot throughout this episode. For example, this scene right here. Roll the footage.
Oh, it's easy if you approach it scientifically, SpongeBob. Now, what is left? But scientifically speaking, it's caused by your epiglottis constricting your larynx, causing irregular air intake. Now, here's some humor theory textbooks, laugh mechanics, and the quantum giggle theory.
Yeah, like I said, it happens a lot. During this scene where Sandy pulls down this chart of the body, where's her tail again? It's gone. I mean, it's only gone for a split second, but it's still gone. That girl's missing her tail. That's not the only thing she's missing in this episode, guys. As take a look at this scene at the ending of the episode, it's not her tail that's missing this time, it's something else. Can you guys catch it? Leave a comment before I actually show you the mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it on your own. But yeah, roll the footage.
Look, he's waking up.
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, silly.
Again, it happens near the ending of the episode. But when SpongeBob wakes up from his coma, Sandy's zipper and badge are just missing from her suit. They're just gone. Here's a shot of how it normally looks. As you can see, she has all the designs on her drippy suit. But in this one shot, they're just not there. Again, the animators just didn't draw them. So yeah, they're really doing Sandy dirty in this episode, guys. She's missing her tail twice, and they even messed up on her iconic suit. I feel bad for Sandy, but anyways, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in a random other cartoon suggested by you guys, the Grapple Gang. Today we're gonna do the Loud House. You guys know I love this show. Another Nickelodeon banger. Remember, comment other shows you guys want me to cover in the future. I'll try my best to do it. But for now, we're doing the Loud House, and the episode is Can't Lin Them All. Here's some context. It has to do with this Joker over here, Creeps the Clown. More specifically, his wig. All right, let's roll the clips and let's see if you guys can catch it.
And it looks like Creeps the Clown won't be haunting anyone's dreams tonight.
Yeah, so here's the problem. So this guy right here, Creeps the Clown, when this character gets spun around rapidly by Lin over here, we can see his wig fly off. But here's the problem. In a clip before this one, look, it already has fallen off of his head. So we literally see it fall off his head for the first time, and then it just happens again when he's already lost the wig. Like, what? Weird mistake, and back to SpongeBob. Let's get back to Bikini Bottom.
Are ghostly pirates? Or laboratory creatures?
SpongeBob!
Or green beings from another planet?
Okay, SpongeBob, okay!
Or bus drivers?
Yeah, that's enough!
Alright, Grapple Gang, it's time to take a trip down the Tunnel of Glove. This episode has quite a few mistakes, so let's get right into them. Here's the first one.
Hey, the Hall of Great Romance! Pearl, I don't think this is the Tunnel of Glove. It's the Tunnel of Evil!
This one's very weird. So in the Hall of Great Romance, the scene you guys just saw, there's this robot right here with a green dress. Now, the dress covers its legs and feet. Remember this. However, when it eventually walks towards Pearl and SpongeBob, look, the dress is just kind of weird now and shows the feet instead of covering it. It's like the dress's design has changed somewhat, and then it's like this for the rest of the episode. Isn't 100% a mistake, but y'all know that that's very weird. And here's one that's actually a mistake for sure. Roll the footage.
She's gonna blow!
Is your boyfriend?
So at the ending of the episode, the Tunnel of Glove explodes, all right? And when this happens, SpongeBob and Pearl are in this boat right here, and you can see on the back that this boat has this little like flag on the back of it, all right? It's right here, remember this flag. Now eventually they go in water, and when the boat crashes, you can see that the flag is kind of wet right here. But then as the scene progresses, that flag eventually just disappears. Take a look at this shot of the boat, the flag should be right there, but it's just gone now. Literally no one removed it, so it seems that the animators forgot to draw the flag in these shots. Alright, now I will admit the two mistakes we just covered are kinda weak, so let's head over to another episode and cover something spicy.
Welcome to my Emporium of Wonders. Can I interest you in a traditional Klapnadian Spladunker? Or perhaps a lightly used Fluna?
Here's a quick one from another season 13 episode, You're Going to Pay Phone, and it has to do with the Krusty Krab's back door. Take a look at this.
Hey, Squidward, get that hunk of junk out of here, would you? Come on.
Gladly.
I sound like a total SpongeBob nerd by even pointing this out, but hopefully you guys caught it, all right? Yeah, so the back of the Krusty Krab, this door right here, does not look like this. It's completely incorrect in this episode. And to show you, take a look at it in this scene from Shell of a Man, or this episode, The Splinter, where we can see Patrick standing in the dumpster beside it, look at the door. Here's even one more example so you guys know I'm not capping. Look at this shot from the episode, The Other Patty, all right? Look at this. Like I said, I sound like a total nerd. Here's a side-by-side. Yeah, how it looks in You're Going to Pay Phone is not correct. Totally a mistake, and I don't know who drew the door like that because it don't look like that. Next up, we have the episode Dying for Pie, a really good episode that unfortunately has 2 mistakes. The first mistake has to do with Squidward, and it happens at the ending of the episode. You need to see it in slow motion for you to really catch it, but take a look.
Where's the punctuation?
You want me to explode?
Yes! That's what I've been waiting for!
Okay, I'll try.
Gary! You are gonna finish your dessert, and you are gonna like it!
So as you just seen, a piece of Squidward's head gets cut off. Like I said, you need to see it in slow motion, but look, it's just missing. There's a chunk of his head just cut off. Now, to be honest, the other mistake isn't too bad, but it's still a mistake. Now, at the beginning of the episode, we see Squidward arrive at work, and look, something's missing.
Order up,
Normally, the Chum Bucket is across the street from the Krusty Krab, as you can see in this shot, and there's even a little path. But in this episode's opening shot, the path and the Chum Bucket are gone. Next up, I've got 3 mistakes revolving around signs in the Krusty Krab, and these are complicated, guys, so listen closely. So as I mentioned earlier, in the Krusty Krab, there is the Galley Grub menu, the menu with all of the different food items. There's also an order here sign, okay? But these have major errors throughout the episode. Let's see if you can catch the order here one.
Can I have a job application? I brought my own spatula. I called earlier, but I hung up because I was nervous. Do you have references?
Wait! If that was you on the phone and you on the bus, who was flickering the lights?
Nosferatu!
Yeah, the animators definitely need to work on their spelling, as they spell order here as order H-E-A-R, and the spelling mistakes don't end there. So Galley Grub is supposed to be spelled as G-A-L-L-E-Y-G-R-U-B. Remember this. But take a look at this shot.
It'll be closing time, right? About
Now, 8 o'clock. So long, suckers. I got a hot date with a little lady, and her name is Clarinet.
As you've seen, it's misspelt as G-A-L-L-Y Grub, missing the E. And it's misspelt again in this shot.
Just you and me together for hours and hours and hours, and then the sun will come up, and it'll be tomorrow, and we'll still be working. Are you ready to rock, Squidward?
No.
Good, cause we've got customers.
Here, please hit me as hard as you can.
With it being spelt as G-A-L-L-A-Y Grub. Another spelling mistake, so pretty funny, but let's move on to another mistake that's even crazier. As most of you know, our favorite squid, Squidward Tentacles, absolutely loves to dance. However, he isn't alone in the season 5 episode, Slimy Dancing, with SpongeBob and Patrick participating with him in a dance contest. Well, they try, as in the end, both Patrick and Squidward are not able to compete, only SpongeBob is. But due to Squidward wanting the trophy so bad, like he really wants it, he literally goes inside SpongeBob's body and uses his body as a costume, just so he can compete in the contest. Quite the ridiculous plot, but hey, it's still pretty darn funny, and a really fun episode overall. It does have a mistake though. It's pretty rough, but when SpongeBob and Patrick help Squidward get up from the floor, Patrick's mouth, his whole mouth, is missing for a single frame. I don't know where it went. It does come back, but talk about a rough mistake. Here's a clip.
SpongeBob?
You're just not getting into the spirit of this thing, Squidward.
Oh, help me out.
How'd the audition go, Squidward?
The audition? My trophy?
Our first mistake can be found in the season 9 episode, Plankton's Pet. In this episode, Plankton, as you can imagine, is attempting to steal the coveted Krabby Patty secret formula yet again. But this yet again fails miserably and results in Plankton being launched to the doors of the Chum Bucket. From here, a very depressed Plankton is convinced by Karen to get a pet, and with the help of SpongeBob, Plankton gets a pet amoeba and names him Spot. Now, this is a pretty good Season 9 episode, but of course, it isn't perfect, as right as Plankton is about to land in front of the chum bucket after being kicked out of the Krusty Krab by Mr. Krabs, the road that usually connects the Krusty Krab to the chum bucket is not there, despite being featured in numerous episodes before this one. So yeah, definitely a mistake. Here's a clip.
Face it, Plankton, you're never gonna win. I'll always be one step ahead. Now, why don't you go back to where you came from, you little brat?
How dare you!
Oh, Diddums failed to get a Krabby Patty again.
Hey! I want to learn how to do that!
Well, what, you mean karate?
Uh-huh.
We're heading over to Season 7 for this next one, and this episode is not liked by the SpongeBob community very much. It's Karate Star. I personally don't think that the episode is that bad, but a lot of fans just do not like this one, mainly due to the plot, but surprise, surprise, the episode itself also has a bunch of mistakes, and let's get right into them. Here's the first one in Grapple Gang. Try to guess what the mistake is before I reveal it. Try to comment what the mistake is before I actually say what it is. I know you guys can do it. Anyways, roll that footage.
Oh, what's this? I haven't seen this before. Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, it's Patrick!
Hiya, SpongeBob!
What are you doing in here? There, Neptune!
So this one's weird, alright? Let's take a look at the Krusty Krab from the outside, and you'll notice that the Krusty Krab doors have these yellow handles on them, alright? It's been there ever since the first ever episode, and it's just how the doors look, man, alright? It's how they look. But in the clips you guys just saw, when Patrick chops through the Krusty Krab doors with his karate, or his karate, those yellow handles do not appear on the floor, when they really should. Like, this mistake is a bit of a nitpick on my end, and I can understand why the animators were a little too lazy to put the handles in this shot, but it's still technically a mistake.
Lipids and cream.
We're all out. In fact, we're out of everything.
Alright, mistake number 3. So as you guys saw in the clips, Patrick over here orders a delicious ice cream, alright? I could go for some ice cream right now. Comment down below, Grapple Gang, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Mine is cookie dough. But anyways, when Patrick orders his large ice cream, the amount of scoops on his ice cream inconsistently change in between shots. For example, when he first gets it, it looks like this, and there's this many scoops. But when the shot changes, look, so do the scoops of ice cream. Not a huge deal, but this one is most certainly a mistake, and hey, mistakes happen sometimes. It's a 2D animated show, but I caught ya. And let's catch more heading over to another episode. And guys, stay tuned because the mistakes are only gonna get crazier as we go. I'm saving the craziest mistakes for the end.
Sorry, not better. Oh, I know. Here, just use a little tape and there you go. Good as new. Well, that's all right, because we'll find a new show for ya.
Okay, let's talk about SpongeBob Season 6. It's not the best season, but as I've said before, it also has a ton of good episodes. One of those episodes is Shell Shocked. Unfortunately, though, I have to, bear some bad news and ruin some childhoods, as this episode has 2 mistakes. Here's the first one, Grapple Gang. Let's see if you guys can spot it before I reveal the mistake, alright? Take a look.
Mr. Krabs, perhaps you could help me find a new shell for Gary.
Well, I'd be honored to help you and your sniveling snail during such desperate times. Now, how much you got?
Nothing, Mr. Krabs. I'm broke.
Oh, I see.
But wait, Mr. Krabs!
Did you guys catch it? As this one is blatant. Like, I don't know how the art team missed this one. How they could, render and finalize this episode with this mistake in it. Cause it's bad, man. But yeah, when Mr. Krabs says, "Oh, I see," during this scene, let's take a look at his arm, as one of his red arms is not very red right now. As a matter of fact, it's transparent because the animators forgot to color in his arm. Look, older episodes get a little bit of an excuse, but this is season 6, which is still kind of old, so. But still, this shouldn't be happening, man. Like, I'm zooming in on this. That is rough. And that's not it for this episode. There's another one that's pretty bad too. Take a look at this.
Okay, you're right, it's not a shell. Oh! Greetings, Earthling. I am SpongeBob. I come from the future.
This is another very blatant one, so when SpongeBob puts on the space helmet, let's watch it in slow motion. As if we look closely, SpongeBob's arms actually go through the space helmet as he's putting it on. Yeah, I'm gonna freeze right here, and you can see it, like his arms are just going through it. So yeah, another rough mistake for this episode. It's a good episode, shell-shocked, but boy are the mistakes bad. Not as bad as this next episode. Let's head over to this next episode. Let's do it. Let's be real. It's kind of strange, but SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home is, well, iconic. But what if I told you in the episode Home Sweet Rubble that SpongeBob almost loses his house? Take a look.
Gary, time for breakfast. The house must be settling. Well, that's better. I can fix this. I'll feed you when I'm done. Okay, now that that's taken care of, time to feed Gary. You're just in time to lend a hand, Squidward.
Lend a hand?
Now this episode has two mistakes, and the first one is like really weird. I don't know how they missed it, but let's see if you guys will miss it. I don't think you guys will. Comment it if you find the mistake.
I'm having another eggs and pencils crisis!
Not now, Patrick. And Squidward has done a great job holding it all together.
Against my will, I might add.
Will you help?
Well, I suppose I could join the cause, but it'll have to be our standard deal.
A week of my wages per hour?
You got it, kiddo.
For those who couldn't find it, well, let's zoom in on SpongeBob's arm, as his arm actually is slightly detached from his body. Like you can see it's like his arm is falling off of his body. Really bad mistake. And here's another one. Let's see if you guys can spot it. So take a look at this image. As you can see, this is Patrick's iconic rock home. I mean, I don't know who would live in a rock or under a rock, but it's here. And as you can see, there is a path. But in the episode we were talking about during the scene you just seen, where's the path? It's gone. Yeah, another mistake. It's a bad one.
Howdy, Bubble Bass. I reckon you're hankering for a delicious new dish.
Such smoky stupidity.
Sandy Cheeks has come up with a lot of revolutionary ideas for the Krusty Krab. For example, the episode where she comes up with a growth hormone that makes Krabby Patties bigger. But Season 13's Hot Crust Nuts is definitely her biggest endeavor yet, where they're making these nuts that do this. Here, take a look for yourself.
I brought a little something of my own from home. Sandy's smoking barbecue nuts.
There is no outside food allowed at the Krusty Krab.
Come on, SpongeBob. I won't spill the nuts if you won't. Try one.
That's enough. I'm confiscating these unauthorized acres. You're hired!
Now this episode has two mistakes in total. Here's the first one. It's very easy to miss, and it has to do with the chum bucket.
Don't you love the new
look?
I'm just here for the nuts.
So take a look at these clips. The Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are supposed to be directly across from one another. It's been seen like this in so many episodes, guys, but in some of these scenes from Hot Cross to Nuts, the Chum Bucket just isn't there. Even the path to the Chum Bucket is missing at times. It's just like the Chum Bucket just does not exist in this episode, which is totally a mistake. But guys, this next mistake is way worse. This one is really, really bad.
Huh? Hey, everybody! This table's got that smoky Texas tang!
Stop it! Be restaurant!
So when all of the incidentals start freaking out and eating the Krusty Krab, I want you to watch this in slow motion from the outside, because the animators were really lazy with all of these incidentals. For one, they have no pupils. They have like literal just blank white eyes. Same thing with their mouth, and multiple of them are duplicated. Like, look at how many times the one with a blue shirt and a cowboy hat is shown. The main thing here is just they were very lazily drawn for this one section, and I get it, it's a quick section where they just eat the Krusty Krab, but yeah, there should have been some more effort put into these incidentals. This isn't season 1, it's season 13. Moving from good old-fashioned SpongeBob to the Patrick Star Show, our next episode is called the Prehistoric Patrick Star Show. It's kind of like a spin-off episode where they go back in time. It's interesting. Here's some clips. I think it's personally a really good episode.
Hush up, will ya? I'll get you some food. Food? Food! Plants, not food! Finally, food!
Food? What do you mean, food? I'm doing my laundry. Eat your own loincloth.
See, like I said, it's actually pretty good. I feel like the Patrick Star Show gets way too much criticism, guys. Like, the show isn't perfect, but it is a good show. It has some funny moments. But anyways, what we're here to talk about isn't funny moments. We're here to talk about mistakes. It's why you clicked on the video. So here's the first mistake from this episode. Let's see if you guys can spot it without my help.
Me, Patrick, Cave Star! And me live with cave parents! This became Dad! This became Mom! This me cave! And this! This became Show!
Were you able to catch it? Well, when Patrick Cavestar introduces his show at the end of the theme song, part of his outfit changes and gains an extra spot. At first, the outfit looks like this, and it's pretty consistent throughout the episode. But during this one part at the end of the theme song, his outfit is looking weird, man, and it has this extra spot here, which I guess isn't that big of a deal, but it's still a continuity error, and this episode has 2. Here's the next one. Let's see if you guys can find it without me helping you guys.
I hate spicy food.
Dinosaur milk ice cream. Hello? Me not pray.
Now it's time for sneak attack. Hey! Not me, ice cream!
This one happens fast, but when Patrick Cavestar finds a prehistoric version of Walter the Waiter selling dinosaur milk ice cream, this is a really cool reference because it's the same dude from the first SpongeBob movie, from Goofy Goobers. He makes these sundaes, as you can see right here. But anyways, when Patrick Cavestar finds him, Patrick's brown beard is just missing. It's just, they forgot to draw it during this one scene, and it's pretty funny. But let's keep the video going, guys, and head back over to SpongeBob. This next episode is hilarious. And last but not least is the episode Don't Wake Patrick. This episode is all about Patrick sleepwalking and just, yeah, here. I'll let these clips summarize what happens in this episode. Pay attention because it's really good.
Huh. I don't remember making such a mess. And I'm pretty sure I didn't eat spaghetti. Oh, hey, Patrick.
Okay, it's time for mistakes, guys. There is one really bad mistake in this episode. Keep those eyes peeled, watch closely. So this one is very easy to miss, but during the scene where Patrick is sleepwalking through traffic, like I have no idea how this man didn't get hit by a car. Well, take a look at these incidentals, because none of them were drawn with pupils. You can see they have their eyes, but there's no pupils, and guys, I'm sorry, but that's a mistake.
Hello?
No!
Sorry, sir, we're closed.
Ahoy there, Krusty Krab! How can I help you? Pizza? Of course we have pizza!
Mr. Krabs, we don't serve pizza. We don't deliver.
We don't deliver, but you do!
First up, we have an episode that any old school SpongeBob fan loves, and that's pizza delivery. I love this episode. This episode's all about Mr. Krabs literally turning a Krabby Patty into pizza, and then SpongeBob and Squidward going on quite the epic adventure to get it delivered. What I'm here to deliver though, what Cartoon Corey is here to deliver though, is this mistake. There's 3 in this episode. Here's the first one.
Antenna. Check. Bumper. Check. Bumper. Sticker. Check.
Back it up.
Okay.
Shift into reverse, SpongeBob.
Reverse. Oh, yeah, reverse. Huh?
Back it up!
Back it up!
Give me the wheels, SpongeBob! Give me the wheels!
Backing up!
Okay, so the boat that SpongeBob and Squidward use to make the delivery at the beginning of the episode, as you can see right here, it has this nice little bumper sticker, okay? Remember this. It's white and green, and it says, "I brake for sea urchins," all right? Very cute, SpongeBob. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out is at first it's on the boat, as I just showed you guys, but as the scene progresses and SpongeBob and Squidward start driving, we get this back shot of the boat, and where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd the bumper sticker go? At first, it was there, so it should be there during this scene. You can tell that the animators drew it here at first for like comedic effect, but then we're feeling a little lazy and didn't draw it during these shots here. And guys, here's another mistake from this episode, and this one's even worse.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink? Didn't you ever once think of the customer? You call yourself a delivery boy? Well, I ain't buying! Another one? Look, I told your little friend I ain't paying for that!
Well, this one's on the...
Did he change his mind?
He sure did. Ate the whole thing in one bite.
No drink?
No. Now, take me home.
Are you kidding? We have just enough time to make it back to work.
Work?
So for this one, Grapple Gang, I need to give you guys some context. Now, longtime viewers of the channel already know what's coming, but canonically, the Chum Bucket and Krusty Krab have always been shown to be across the street from each other. As you can see in this shot right here, they're directly across from one another, and there's even like a path between the road to both restaurants. Well, at the end of this episode, we get a bit of a swerve, as it's eventually revealed that the customer's house that SpongeBob and Squidward are delivering to turns out to be exactly across the street from the Krusty Krab. It's kinda funny. But this is actually like a total mistake because no, the chum bucket should be directly across the street from the Krusty Krab, as you can see in this clip right here. This is even a different clip to show you. In multiple episodes, it's always been shown that these two restaurants are directly across from one another. So I really don't know how this customer's house is just randomly across the street now. It makes for a funny joke in a cartoon, but in terms of like continuity, it's a mistake. And guys, believe it or not, there's another mistake in this episode. To be fair, it's a season 1 episode, so, but yeah, roll the footage.
Oh, nope. I was wrong. Looks okay. Sure is a fine-looking pizza.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that the cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, looks good, huh?
Wait a second! I know what you're trying to do, Squidward. I'm not letting you eat the pizza!
Give me that pizza!
So this one's more funny, and to be honest, I'm nitpicking, alright? You could tell I'm a hungry boy because I was paying attention to this. It's not that big of a deal, but if you pay attention throughout the episode, there is more, sometimes less, pepperoni on the pizza in different shots. Sometimes it looks like this and has this many pepperonis. Sometimes in this shot, it looks like this and has less pepperonis. So very funny, and let's head over to another episode, guys, with even more mistakes, crazier than the ones we just talked about. Let's do it.
Look at them eating that garbage. It's disgusting. They're sickening. I hate Krabby Patties.
Ah! Good one, Squidward.
First up is one of my favorite episodes from season 3. This episode is iconic, and it's just one bite. This episode's all about Squidward trying a Krabby Patty for the first time and lying. My boy is capping in this episode, pretending he doesn't like Krabby Patties. You, Squidward, are a liar. More importantly, though, this episode has 3 mistakes, so yeah, here's the first one.
It's delicious.
Listen, SpongeBob, how long are you prepared to keep this up? Give me that.
I'm gonna be real with you guys, if you caught that one, I'm impressed, as it actually took me like 3 or 4 watch-throughs to actually catch it. But when SpongeBob handcuffs himself to Squidward during this scene, the space between Squidward's arm is like colored in, and it's the same color as his brown shirt right here. I'm zooming in, as you can see. That little space right there should be the blue sky in the background, but the animators messed up. To be fair, this episode came out in like 2001, that's like over 20 years ago, so I'll give them a break, but that is a bad mistake. And that's not it for this episode. This next one's even worse.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
Yes! Yes! I admit it, SpongeBob! I love Krabby Patties!
I knew it all along, Squidward. No one can resist a Krabby Patty.
This next one happens closer to the ending of the episode when SpongeBob catches Squidward just going crazy with the Krabby Patties. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show the mistake because it's really bad. But quickly, here are some really quick clips of Squidward just going ham on some Krabby Patties. He loves them. Yeah, Squidward, you are a total liar, bro. You love Krabby Patties. But anyways, during this scene, alright, at the ending of the episode, when SpongeBob says, "I knew it all along, Squidward," take a look at our yellow friend's upper top left hole, as the animators messed up again, as look, it's blue for like a split second. It is only for like a split second, but that's still a mistake and it looks kind of weird. Imagine if SpongeBob's pores were blue. Anyways, though, I've got another mistake from this episode, so let's get back to that. It's a good one!
Good. Now go spread the word. All the wasted years. I gotta have more. I gotta have more. But wait. I've After that performance, he'd never let me live it down.
Alrighty, last mistake for just one bite, which makes me sad because I love this episode, but hopefully you guys caught it, as it's a little complicated, so listen closely, Grapple Gang. When SpongeBob goes inside the Krusty Krab, we can see this window on his right, and the door is on his left. Remember this, okay? The window can be seen on his right, and the door is right on his left, right there. But as the scene progresses, and Squidward is about to enter, look, now the window is on his left, and the door is on his right, which is a major continuity error. The layout of the Krusty Krab wouldn't just change randomly, and here's like a side by side. I'm splitting it right down the middle, side by side, and you can see major continuity error. Not that big of a deal, but hey, we caught it. We found it, Grapple Gang. And we're gonna find even more mistakes in today's video, even crazier ones than this one, so let's keep it moving and head over to another episode.
What the Father Christmas is going on here?
We got this under control. Go back to your stables.
Next up is the episode SpongeBob's Road to Christmas. How fitting. This episode has one very quick mistake, but the mistake is really bad, dude. Let's jump right into it. Roll the footage, take a look at this.
What's in this box anyway?
It's a surprise.
I hope it's a stink bomb for that pot-bellied jingle joker.
Santa is not pot-bellied. He just suffers from seasonal bloating.
I'm going to sleep.
But who will fly this thing?
I put it on automatic pilot.
This one only happens for like one frame, so it's very easy to miss this, but when SpongeBob is talking to Plankton and Plankton walks away, like I said, for one frame, his left eyelid turns blue for like a split second. Like, look at this, dude. I'm zooming in on it slowly. Yeah, that is bad. That's a mistake. So many mistakes, man, and I've got more, but for that, we gotta head over to an entirely different episode. Get ready though, this mistake is going to be spicy. Up next is another classic. I'm talking about Jellyfishing. This episode is all about SpongeBob and Patrick trying to convince the very grumpy Squidward to just go out with them and have some fun. You know what? Here are some really funny clips from this episode before we get into the mistakes. Of course, we're gonna cover the mistake, but you do not want to miss these funny moments. Roll the footage.
Stupid jellyfish, beat it! Whoa!
Welcome home, Squidward!
Merry Christmas!
We're gonna make this your best day ever!
Jellyfishing, jellyfishing, jellyfishing!
This is Jellyfish Fields, where wild jellyfish roam just waiting to be captured. Feed them then!
Yeah! You're feeling it, Squid! That's it, all the way! Take them all the way! The last 6 miles make the squid! Go, go, go! It's in the bag!
This is really your best day ever, isn't it?
Such a good episode. Season 1 is just untouched when it comes to like kids cartoons. But anyways, let's ruin that childhood. Here's the first mistake.
We made a net especially for you. Do you want to come with us?
Really? Jellyfishing with you guys? I can't think of anything I'd love to do more on my day off than go jellyfishing with my 2 best friends, SpongeBob and,
Patrick.
Next time?
Oh, sure, right. Whatever. Like that'll never happen.
Yeah, it's more funny than anything, but when Squidward leaves SpongeBob and Patrick on his bicycle, where is SpongeBob's house? Here's a random shot of Conch Street, which as you guys know, it goes Patrick, Squidward, and SpongeBob's house, right? And even considering the angle of this shot where Squidward's leaving, you should be able to see SpongeBob's house right here. So totally a mistake, and here's another one from this episode.
Firmly grasp it in your hand. Firmly grasp it. That ought to do it.
All Hey, look! Squid's doing it! Go, Squid, get him, Squid, get him, grab him, nail him, Squid, you got it, Squid!
Go, Squid! This guy's good.
He's a natural. Yeah, you got it, you're doing great.
It's another funny one, but as you guys know, Squidward's net, alright, is like forced into his hand. It's like ripped into his hand, as you've seen in the clips, so it wouldn't change positions, right? But if we watch throughout the episode, Squidward's net changes positions between his hands multiple times. First, it is in his right hand, as you can see here, then it's in his left hand in this shot, but then it's in his right hand again here. So totally a mistake, but you know, I'm more concerned for Squidward, dude. Like, look at this footage again of it being shoved in his hand.
Firmly grasp it!
Ouch, dude. Like, oh my gosh. Ouch, 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 ouch. Our next episode is a SpongeBob classic. I'm talking about Krabbyland. This episode is all about Mr. Krabs coming up with a new scheme to get money out of kids on summer vacation. Here are some clips. It's hilarious.
You see, boy, during the summer, the children are excused from their classes, a recess commonly referred to as summer break.
I guess summer isn't coming this year.
Hey, maybe they're all at that new playground over there.
Playground? Luring away me young customers? Just look at them, SpongeBob. So weak and malnourished, with nobody trying to sell them nothing. Breaks me heart.
The way you drove the boat while lying on the ground was kind of cool.
But that's not gonna get these munchkins away from this playground.
Unless... SpongeBob! You're just in time for the grand unveiling of Krabbyland! Here we go! I give you Krabbyland!
Now, as funny as this episode is, it does have two mistakes that are very easy to miss.
Another day, another dollar. Gee, I wonder what Mr. Krabs has been up to since I saw him last and then went home to do nothing of particular interest till this very moment. Huh?
So as you guys seen, Krabbyland is meant for little kids. But during this scene where we see like this big lineup of people waiting, we can see numerous adult incidentals. They're supposed to be kids, but the animators put adults instead, which was a mistake. Here's another one though, and let's see if you lovely people can spot it yourselves.
They seem to respond to me being in pain. They enjoy other people's misery.
This one is definitely easy to miss, but this incidental right here loses their eyes, well, their pupils, not their actual eyes, but the pupils in their eyes for about like a second. It looks really rough, but stay tuned guys, as I have some even crazier mistakes coming up. Okay, and last but not least, I have like 5 or 6 mistakes all in one episode. And I gotta say, I love this episode. I'm talking about feral friends.
Whoa!
Something fishy's going on here.
Oh, atta girl, sissy. Look out, Mom.
Green cheese, green cheese, green cheese!
SpongeBob? Patrick? No, not me! Huh? I guess it only affects sea critters. But I still don't get why that green moon is turning everyone into wild swimming fish.
This episode has an awesome plot, with the tidal zone turning all the different SpongeBob characters into like the real fish versions. And of course, the episode has a couple of mistakes. It actually has like 5 or 6. Take a look at this first one.
Stroke! Stroke! Oh!
Hey, kiddies! It's your old pal Patchy floating somewhere over Bikini Bottom.
I'm just here for the buffet.
Give me that! What do you think you are? A Seahawk?
I can't help it if I was born a predator.
Buddy, I guess you're right. Can you ever forgive me? Shake!
Okay, so there's a big continuity error in this scene, as when we first see Patchy, his hands are just bare. He doesn't have a hook on his hands like he normally does. But then, literally seconds later, and the man now has a hook on his hand. Definitely a mistake. We did not see him put it on. And let's take a look at this other mistake.
Squirrely birthday, dear Sandy. Squirrely birthday to you.
This one is kinda weak sauce, I'll admit, but when we first see Sandy's birthday cake, there's a squirrel on it. But then, during this one shot, the squirrel is just gone.
Hold your breath, critters! Thanks for the lift, Pearl! Don't you worry. Nobody's gonna eat you guys on my watch. Ow!
So normally, Sandy looks like this, with her neck being brown, the same color as like her tail. But during one frame in this episode, her neck is white, which is a major mistake. And of course, I've got one more, guys. This one's spicy. So as you can see, Sandy has been turned into a squirrel version. And take a look at the squirrel in the helmet, it has a tail, right? Well, why does the rest of Sandy's body, like her suit, also have a tail? This is like a major mistake, and it's a bad one. As I mentioned earlier, SpongeBob is a good person. And you know that this man is going to work or boating school on time every day. This dude's probably showing up early. So it's no surprise that SpongeBob has constantly won the Krusty Krab's Employee of the Month award. And we got an episode about this, titled, of course, Employee of the Month. Well, in this episode, SpongeBob has some competition for once, as Squidward also wants to win, thus leading to this scene, where they both pretty much try to kill each other just so that one of them can get to work first. Now, during one of their attempts, there is actually a mistake, as when SpongeBob and Squidward are shown dragging anchors, SpongeBob is not wearing his Krusty Krab hat. However, in the very next shot, literally like a couple seconds later, and it zooms in on him, he randomly has the hat now, and he wouldn't have been able to put it on because he was fighting with Squidward the whole time, so this was a bit of a continuity error. It's the holiday season, so let's kick things off with a snowy, frozen episode. I'm talking about Frozen Face-Off from Season 8. This episode is all about like a worm sledding race, which is really cool, but more importantly, it's what you guys are here for. It has some mistakes, 3 to be exact, and they're really rough. Here's the first one, let's see if you guys can spot it.
The chum bucket, now serving Krabby Patties!
We're too late!
We'll see about that, boyo.
Whoa, you can't cut in line!
So this one will really need to slow things down for it to be, detectable, but when everyone cuts in line during this scene, let's take a look at SpongeBob's pupil as it blinks blue 4 times. Like, look at this. I'm gonna show it in slow motion again. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That's pretty rough. I don't think SpongeBob's pupil is supposed to be blue. It's supposed to be black, so this was a pretty rough mistake. And here's another one from this episode. This episode has a lot of errors.
I hate to break up story time, but I'd like to not get eaten today.
So this one you really need to be paying close attention to, just like that last one. But after Sandy says, "I'd hate to break up story time, but I'd like to not get eaten today," same Sandy, and everyone starts running towards the sleigh. Let's take a look at our favorite little yellow sponge over here, as the right side of SpongeBob's white shirt is for some reason red for one single frame. Like, I'm zooming in right here and it's red. This is how SpongeBob's pants normally look right here. Here's a shot from like another episode, but in this one scene, it's just red right here, which is totally a mistake. And guys, there's another one in this episode. It's wild. Roll the footage.
You single-handedly saved your vessel from certain doom!
Nope. That didn't work.
Dude, the mistakes in Frozen Face Off are really, really bad, and this next one is the worst. So, when Mr. Krabs says, "Nope, that didn't work," let's take a look at Mr. Krabs, as there's this weird orange spacing between his eyes for a frame. Like, this is really weird, dude. Like, I'm gonna zoom in right here. Look at this. I'm circling it. This little orange spot should not be here. It should just be the sky behind them, like the background. So, really rough mistake, man. And guys, there's more. Let's head over to another episode with an even worse mistake. Let's do it. Let's go.
That's just a snail's way of saying he likes you.
Tickles.
This one's gonna be good. The episode is dumped. This episode's all about Gary wanting to hang out with Patrick more than SpongeBob. It's actually really sad. Here's some sad clips from this episode where you can see it's hurting SpongeBob. And then we're gonna get into what hurt my childhood, the mistakes in this episode. But roll the clips and then we'll get right into those mistakes. Take a look at these sad moments.
Gary, turn around, Gary, turn around. Gary, no. Gary, no. No, don't do it, Gary. No, Gary. I guess you're not coming back, Gary.
Yeah, man, poor SpongeBob. Imagine if your dog or cat just wanted to hang out with your friend or your sibling all the time and not you. It would break my heart. But anyways, we gotta expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
Okay, that's it, mister. You are coming home with me right this instant. Say goodbye to Patrick, Gary.
Did you guys catch that? Because I sure did, and it's really rough. So, when SpongeBob carries Gary away from Patrick forcefully, and we can see Gary's very sad about it, when the scene zooms in on Gary, for some reason, SpongeBob's sleeve is green. Look at this, it's green instead of white. This is one where I don't even need to show ya, but this is how SpongeBob normally looks, and his sleeves are white. And then as you can see in this shot, why are they green, dude? Like, what? Also, if you look, Gary's spots are way bigger than they normally are. Here's another shot of Gary from this exact same episode from earlier on in the episode. Look right here, I'm circling him. And then look at him in this shot. Why are the dots so big? They're massive. And guys, there's one other mistake from this episode. Take a peek at this.
Oh, Gary, why did you have to go? Why, Gary? Why?
You need to have a good eye for this one, but at one point we can see this picture of Gary, all right? But what's wrong with the picture, guys? There are no spots in the picture of Gary, which is, yeah, another mistake.
Back in your seat, trays in upright position, head between your knees. Your mama can't save you now!
The episode, Goons on the Moon, is a really good episode. I actually love this episode. There's so many funny scenes. I think even Santa Claus shows up at one point in this episode randomly. So funny. Really good episode. I recommend it. But this episode has an issue, and as you guys can guess, it has some mistakes, guys. It has two cheeky mistakes. Here's the first one.
Oh, shrimp. Now where am I? Maybe this one?
Are y'all ready to go nuts for some hokey hoo-ha?
Third time's a charm?
Now this one isn't that big of a deal, and it's honestly very easy to miss, but in this scene where Squidward is in the moon crater, the Krusty Krab delivery bag disappears and reappears constantly throughout the entire scene. It'll be there, then it's not there, then it's there again, and then it isn't there. And considering they're on the moon, I doubt like it's being put away and then being brought out randomly like this constantly, so this was definitely a mistake. There's some scenes where the animators forgot to draw the bag. And that ain't it for this episode. There's another mistake.
we just wait for a gust of wind? Why don't we just push the moon back?
Now this one is really bad because I want you guys to remember that these dudes are in space, okay? They're in space, right? So in this scene where SpongeBob is having trouble putting on a seatbelt, we can see that he's barefoot. He isn't wearing any socks or shoes or nothing. However though, when they end up making a sale of clothes, SpongeBob now randomly has socks. Where did he get the socks from? Like, where did they come from? They're in space. This man didn't just get space socks randomly, so a bit of a mistake. I'll admit, the mistakes in this episode were kind of weak, but trust me guys, this next episode is full of wild mistakes.